Hi guys, and welcome to another rant of the week. I know it has been far longer than a week since I did the very first video in this series, and I'm very sorry for that. Just been insanely busy, and there hasn't really been many decent topics to rant about lately, but I read something last night that I definitely want to talk about today, but I think I'm going to be making more of an effort to make this an actual weekly series. I feel like, this is a good way to get my opinion out there in a way that doesn't have to be necessarily informative or anything like that. Just a little bit of a warning, as I rant away, there probably will be a little bit of strong language. Obviously, I'll try not to basically curse my way through the alphabet, but, just a small warning there right at the beginning. But what we're going to be talking about today is the recent news that Assassin's Creed 3 will be getting quite a bit of a PS3 exclusive content. And I'm not just talking like, oh, they get a special costume or what have you. This has been revealed by a recent image of the box art uploaded onto Amazon, which basically says that anyone who buys the PS3 version of the game will get an hour's worth of exclusive content. Now, obviously, this is going to be single-player content, because you can't really quantify an hour's worth of things in the multiplayer. That doesn't make any sense. And I really don't like this at all, because it's not like with Skyrim. They had the Dawnguard DLC, and it only just came out for PC the other day. It's not like with that where the Xbox got it a month early and then everyone else got it after that. This is exclusive content, which basically means that if you don't buy this game on PS3, you are shit out of luck, son. You are not getting your hands on that hour's worth of content. And as well as that, there is a launch DLC that is also PS3 exclusive, and it's bad enough that they're having launch DLC at all. Anyone who pays any attention to the channel or our website, RedGamingTech.com, will know my distaste for launch day DLC, and a lot of people share that distaste for very good reasons. If something is ready for launch, it should be included in the game. I'm sorry, it should. If it's ready at launch, why the hell is it not included in the game at launch? Why the hell is a little bit of the game been chopped off, repackaged just to rinse more money from a franchise? That's basically what launch day DLC comes down to. If it comes after launch, fair enough, DLC away. Obviously, there are good and bad DLC, but that's a whole different topic. Launch day DLC is bad enough by itself, let alone without adding the whole PS3 exclusive nonsense, and that's separate from this hours thing. So let me just make sure I'm being clear. You buy the Assassin's Creed 3, you buy it on PS3. So not only do you get that extra hour of single player content, you get this DLC as well. And yes, you have to pay extra for it, but it's PS3 exclusive DLC, which basically means if you buy it on PC or Xbox, you're not getting your hands on that DLC, son, unless they change their minds and decide to bring it out. I really hope they do, because this leaves such a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't want to be ranting about Assassin's Creed 3, I don't want to be ranting about Ubisoft. Because up until this point, Ubisoft have actually been one of my favourite developers. One of the ones that seem to actually make consistently good games and not screw over their customers. Yeah, they've got slightly dodgy DRM from time to time, but more often than not, that is fixed at some point, and they seem to have learned from that, and their DRM has been a little bit better. So, despite their shaky DRM policies, everything else with Ubisoft just seems to be fine. They always make stellar games. I absolutely love the Assassin's Creed series, as anyone who's watched any of my videos will probably know, but this just leaves such a bad taste in my mouth. And I would feel this way even if I was a PS3 owner. I'm not, but that's not why I'm pissed off. Even if I had a PS3 in order to buy this PS3 version of the Assassin's Creed 3, I would still be pissed, because it's the principle. I would still be pissed if it's PC exclusive or Xbox exclusive, because those are my two main ways of gaming at the moment, PC and Xbox. I would still be annoyed, because it's the principle of the thing that just leaves this distaste in my mouth. It's just like, oh god, really? An hour? It's not like, oh, there's a weapon or a costume or whatever. It's nothing like that. If it was something like that, fair enough. Obviously, Sony want people to buy it on their console. That's fine. No problem with that. It makes perfect sense why they want that. I don't need to explain that to anyone here. But an hour, that's not exactly a small amount. And what if it's something very vital? This is an hour's worth of content that's basically been separated, taken out, and only given to a small number of the people buying the game. Obviously, a lot of people are buying it on PS3, but not everyone is. Some people are going to get Xbox, some people are going to wait for the PS3 release. The Xbox release, sorry, not PS3. And that's perfectly fine. People are more than welcome to play it on whatever platform they wish. Obviously, that's fine. But yet they're basically being punished for that, and I really just disagree with that on so many levels. And it's such a shame because Assassin's Creed 3 looks so good. Every trailer, and pretty much every trailer, or everything that I've seen about this game so far, just makes me want to play it now. It makes me want to get my hands on it, Despite the slightly dodgy red code business that I won't really go into here because that's a different topic as well. Even that isn't enough to make me not be like, oh my god, I must have this game. I love the Assassin's Creed series, and I'm psyched that we're finally having Assassin's Creed 3 after 3 games with Ezio. Not that I didn't like Ezio, but 3 games with one character is enough, so I'm glad that we're finally moving on to Assassin's Creed 3 and probably moving into the end game of the series. Obviously this won't be the last game. I very much doubt this will be the last game in the series, but it'll be one of the last, at least with Desmond, I feel. Obviously that's a whole different thing, but it's just such a shame that they've done this, and I really hope that what happens is this changes from being exclusive content to a content you just have to wait a little bit longer for, because that, I don't really mind. It's a little bit irritating, sure, but at least you can eventually get it. Like with Dawn Guard, PC and PS3 guys only just got it because Microsoft paid for the privilege of having it released on their platform first, which is absolutely fine. Sony have obviously done something similar here with Assassin's Creed 3, except they've gone one step too far, at least in my opinion. Really too far. Because it's exclusive. It's not like, oh, you have to wait a month. You don't get it at all if you don't buy it on PS3, which is what pisses me off. And I'm sure I'm not the only one on this. I can't be the only one who feels this way. I mean, maybe the PS3 owners are a bit like, but surely you can see where I'm coming from. Say you're a PS3 owner, and this has happened. Okay, you still get to play the content, no big deal, right? But just think about this for a second. What if you were an Xbox owner? Or, conversely, what if you're a PS3 owner but it's Xbox 360 exclusive content or PC exclusive content, an hour's worth, with the launch day DLC as well, that's exclusive to that platform? If you think about that, I'm sure you can understand why I'm getting so worked up over this, especially because it's a series that's so close to my heart. I mean, really. Oh, goodness me. It's just, oh god. I probably shouldn't be getting so worked up about a video game, but oh my goodness, it's just the principle of it. And I'm like, Ubisoft, why? Why would you do this? You're usually so good. It's like, don't go down this road, please don't go down this road. You're one of the few developers I actually trust these days. But doing shit like this is not the way to get consumer goodwill. It's just not. I'm sorry. Yeah, the PS3 guys will love you, but what about everyone else? I'm sure Sony have paid you a lot of money for this privilege. It's great. But, to be honest, I don't think any amount of money is worth the amount of damage this is going to do. It's going to piss a lot of people off. And while, most people are still going to buy the game, it's not exactly going to leave a good taste in their mouth, and it's not going to make them exactly very eager to buy your games in the future. Is that really what you want? I would say probably not. So I just hope that this gets revised or something, and it just becomes like you have to wait a month or however long, or 2 months, before you get this content this hour. That's what I'm hoping for, to be honest, because if it stays as exclusive, I just think this is going to really bite them in the arse. Game Backlash have done a lot of damage in the past, and has obviously had pretty big impact on certain things, like for example the whole thing with the Mass Effect 3 ending. There was a huge backlash about that, and look what's happened. They've added new cutscenes, blah de blah. and basically tried to make a proper ending. Because at the end of the day, the consumers are the ones that buy your game. Without them, you're kind of screwed. So you don't want to piss them off too much. And doing stuff like that, this rather, is exactly the way to do that. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this one, guys. I mean, am I making a big deal out of nothing here? Because I don't feel like I am. I feel like this is a genuine complaint and concern that I've got. Because if this is the kind of precedent that they're setting, I don't want to see this happen for their future games. Because I said Ubisoft are one of my favourite developers at the moment. Not just because of Assassin's Creed, but just because they generally make really good games. Like Rayman Origins, Driver San Francisco, all of that, you know. A lot of their stuff is really good. And I don't want to see them go down a bad road. But maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but I can't be the only one who feels this way. So please let me know your opinions, blah, all that good stuff on this topic, you know. There is a little bit of an article on RedGamingTech.com about the news. Don't go into such a huge rant as I do here, but it's basically the more facts and figures of the actual thing rather than me ranting for 10 or however many minutes about how bad this is. But still, I want to hear your thoughts on this whole topic. What do you think? Is this okay? Is this not okay? Am I making a huge deal out of nothing, or am I completely right? Regardless, just let me know. I want to hear from you guys and see what you guys think about this topic and whether or not you think this kind of behaviour is okay, you know, regardless of developer. Are you okay with this sort of precedent? Obviously this is not the only game to do this, but it just pisses me off, to be honest. I don't like this attitude, and it's just wound me up so much because it's a game series so close to my heart and I don't want to see it happen to it. I don't want to see it happen to Ubisoft. But please, as I said, let me know what you think, and do feel free to check out our channel. We have at least 2 videos a day and all that good stuff, as well as uploading articles and all that on our website, which I've mentioned several times now and should be in the description of this video. Anyway, thank you very much for watching the Rant of the Week. Hopefully I will see you next week. I'm away this weekend for the Bloodstock Metal Festival here in the UK, so I'll be pre-recording some content for you guys. There's still going to be videos up from me and Crimson Rain, so don't worry about that, but I'm going to be very busy over the next few days. But still, if you guys are heading down to Bloodstock, maybe I'll see you there. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you again soon.